Managers have hectic schedules with massive amounts of information shared with them on a daily basis, and they continuously have decisions to make that direct and redirect the operations of an organization. When working with managers, it's best if you can keep the information you share useful. Additionally, there's a time and a place to deliver certain messages. In this episode, I'll share 4 components of useful information and the right way to deliver certain messages. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome to Rockstar Manager. I'm Dr. K, the Management Professor, and this episode is all about the usefulness of information. First, please subscribe to my channel by hitting the subscribe button down below, and also hit the notifications button so you'll see each time I post a new video. I'm sure you wonder, isn't most information useful? From a manager's standpoint, I can confidently say no. As a manager, if I get low quality, late, incomplete, and/or irrelevant work submitted to me, it's a waste of time. Now let me explain. There are 4 components that must be met in order to make information useful: quality, timeliness, completeness, and relevance. So let's talk about quality. The greater the accuracy and reliability, the higher the quality of information. If I get a report from an associate with low accuracy, meaning the information provided to me isn't correct, I now have to make adjustments. I have to talk to the associate and hopefully fix the issue and ensure it doesn't happen again, or I have to begin a corrective action process if this is a regular occurrence. Regardless, I have to get the information right. If I'm pressed for time, I may need to provide someone else to pull the information. Let's talk about the importance of timeliness. If I receive information from an employee that was due to me at noon, but I receive it at 4 p.m. without letting me know that the deadline would be missed or a request for me to extend the deadline, it doesn't help me. What if I had a meeting and I needed this information at 2 p.m.? Sending it to me afterwards, I don't need the information. It's not useful to me anymore. Third is completeness. What if the report isn't complete? What if I don't get the whole story? I can't make the best decision without complete details. Providing someone with incomplete information may act as more of a negative, even if you're trying to be helpful and piecemeal information. Sending the finished product in its entirety as it was originally requested will be the best way to submit such information. The last of the 4 components of useful information is relevance. Given the massive amounts of information that pass through a manager's desk on any given day, it won't be valuable to provide information that is irrelevant. In fact, you could be questioned as to why you would provide information to begin with. Here's a quick graphic to explain those 4 components. Now let's talk about how to deliver certain types of communication. Imagine a scale where the bottom of the scale is identified as low information richness and the top is identified as high information richness. Low information richness is something like reminding your team that you have a dentist appointment. Something like that could be sent through an impersonal form of communication, like a text, email, or some other instant message. Then, move up a little on the scale of information richness. This would be something like a personally addressed written communication. It's not urgent, but it is direct. An example of this would be sending an email about a budget meeting that you're scheduling next week. You'd like to ask someone if he or she would like to be on the agenda. It's more personal than a generic communication, but still acceptable to be a written communication. Now we're getting a little bit more information rich as we move up the scale. This would be spoken face-to-face or a phone call. It could be something a little bit more urgent or something specifically about a meeting that's coming up today or tomorrow. This would also be like getting a call from the school because your child is sick. The highest form of information richness should be delivered in an in-person conversation. A workplace example would be when you have to communicate that the department is being eliminated by the end of Q3. That's the kind of message that's delivered in a face-to-face format. It would be very inappropriate to send a text to your team saying their jobs are being eliminated. Hopefully you have a better understanding of the usefulness of information as well as appropriate forms to communicate with your team depending on the intensity of the message. If you're interested in learning more about related managerial topics, you can find my book, Rockstar Manager from Theory to Practice at Barnes & Noble, or read Jones & George's Essentials of Contemporary Management. Thanks for your time, be your best you, and be a rockstar manager.